This week's Tomberlin shootout puts a Tomberlin Vanish up against a bad boy buggy. We tested in actual field conditions to see how features and performance affects overall range. We went through difficult terrain of all types, from sand and mud to rocks and hills, to simulate how an operator would drive. We had 2 occupants in the Vanish because buddies like to hunt, and only 1 driver in the bad boy. This should give the bad boy buggy the advantage with less passenger weight. To be completely accurate, we mounted a GPS to the windshield so we could keep track of our total distance. Tomberlin Vanish comes with 8 adjustable range settings. This allows the operator to choose how much power they want to deliver to the wheels at any given moment. This provides for excellent vehicle responsiveness as well as a greater range and battery endurance. The bad boy, however, uses 2 separate motors, one to drive each axle, forcing all 4 wheels to power the vehicle even when on flat ground. After a mere 6.7 miles, the bad boy buggy was done. We backed our Vanish up, found a great use for that bad boy winch. Even more impressive, we added the cameraman to the back of the Vanish. With 3 occupants, plus towing the bad boy buggy with 1 occupant, we went back to the starting line with ease. While we hooked the bad boy up to the charger, our Vanish test driver hit the trails again, zooming around for another 1.5 miles before returning to the shop with plenty of battery life left. With a single passenger on the same test trail, the Tomberlin Vanish consistently gets over 3 times further than the distance traveled by the bad boy. These tests show that even when carrying multiple passengers, the purpose-built Vanish will always exceed expectation in distance and quality ride. The Tomberlin Vanish leaves them in the dust. It vanishes. Hey folks, this is Wayne Carlton. In this competition, it is clear who the winner is. The Tomberlin Vanish. That was a hunt. We are glad to be back. This week's Tomberlin shootout puts the Tomberlin Vanish up against a bad boy buggy. We set up a simple bottle test spread across 1.5 feet to illustrate not just ground clearance at the highest point of the vehicle, but ground clearance across the entire width of the vehicle. The typical rider needs a greater consistent lateral clearance in order to clear the largest of road hazards. With its dual A-arm suspension and shocks, the Tomberlin Vanish has a ground clearance that speaks for itself. The Vanish easily clears the bottle test with room to spare across the entire width of the vehicle. Bad Boy advertised they started from the ground up, and they were right. The Bad Boy's axles are merely 7 inches off the ground. This is terribly low ground clearance for an off-road vehicle and makes it almost impossible to clear even the smallest of obstacles. All 3 bottles were knocked off along the entire width of the test. Hey folks, Wayne Carlton here. In this competition, it is again clear who the winner is, Tomberlin Vanish. Like our camera, the Bad Boy's left lying on its back or could be hung up somewhere.
Andy, go get the birds.
The Vanish is ready for launch. Spring of 2010 brings the wildest evolution of electric transport to date. With the debut of the Vanish, Tomberlin brings you an electric utility vehicle capable of going into the wilderness with full shift on-the-fly 4x4 function and without the noise. Quiet is your companion. Designed by outdoorsmen for outdoorsmen, the Vanish transports into the wild with the sounds of silence.
There is nothing like being in a vehicle that can travel through the woods in multiple grades, different terrain, and be able to carry on a conversation at conversational tones with somebody riding with you. And you don't have that loud combustion engine resonating or either vibrating the entire vehicle. Now, from a hunting standpoint, it lets you get much closer in to the area that you want to hunt. Very quietly, very silently, especially in stealth mode. You can just creep in and totally be attuned to what's going on around you. We think we've got the combination right when it comes to the Vanish.
Compare the difference. But quiet can be powerful. Tough terrain is tamed by a powerful AC drive system with a selectable torque range that is geared for getting it done.
We would never recommend anyone try simple moves like that, but it reflects the ability of a Vanish to get out of an unusual configuration because of the four-wheel drive, all wheels pulling. And one thing we believe, that brands that are going to make an impact in the future are birthed at the extremes of either use or great service.
Tough, terrain busting, and perfect for the outdoors, the Vanish is built not just for the woods, but to get you there as well. The Vanish is a purpose-engineered low-speed vehicle and legal on most roads 35 miles per hour and under. The Vanish delivers with features unlike any EUTV to date. True shift on-the-fly 4x4, controlled descent technology, high, low, forward, and reverse with a 2-speed transmission, independent rear suspension, 4-wheel hydraulic disc brakes, Operator's choice with stealth settings. Digital displays. Engineered to be tough and reliable, the Vanish was built not only to get you where you want to go, but to get you back as well. The Vanish finally delivers the perfect tough transport for the farm or ranch. Ready to haul, eager to work with Tomberlin's exclusive operator-in-charge technology.
You know, in addition to being the Vanish being an excellent, if not the premier hunter's choice, when we engineered this, started developing this, we also had the hobby rancher, the farmer in mind, whether he's hauling several hundred pounds of grain to his barn, or hay to his cattle or his horses. So we tried to bring all of those ingredients and put it together in one vehicle that we call the Vanish, and there's a lot of passion from our company that we've engineered into this vehicle.
There are those who talk the green talk. The true outdoorsman is not cloaked in causes, but camouflage. He enters the woods and chooses the path less traveled. He will choose the Vanish.
When you got outdoorsmen building outdoor products, it just always seems to be a cut above those that are doing it just based upon white paper research and engineering in a vacuum that has never set foot in our testing grounds. Not only is this our testing grounds, we live out here. This is where we come when we're off work. And I think that's the key, that you get a lot of personality, great people, and a lot of passion engineered into these products.